First of all, Bill, tell us the reason for your retirement.
Well, the timing just seems right, both personally and for the county. I mean, there's always going to be challenges at the county. It's not like I can get one or two solved sort of and move on. It's a question of the timing, and I'll be 70 in September, and it just seemed like the right thing to do, frankly.
So, Bill, as you look back on the years that you've been a county commissioner, well, what are the things that the real highlights that you look back on with pride?
Well, I think the main thing is that I've been part of, very deliberately trying to be part of the culture here, which by and large here at the county, I mean, there is a culture of caring, of thoughtfulness, kindness, and so on. So to be part of that for so many years, that's made it all worthwhile.
All right. Any particular policies or things that you had a chance to help implement that are going to make a difference?
Well, so many things. I mean, just a few are the open space bonds that we passed a while back, and we've, purchased millions of easements to protect a lot of the open space around here. The dam coming out. I mean, it's funny with this position here, county commissioners, we can raise a lot of trouble, I guess, with folks, but over something. But the commission, through the years I've been here, has worked very, very closely together and come to reasonable agreements. So whenever we talk about some benefit, we couch it in terms of a team. It's not just one person; it's a team of people that put their heads together and over time made something good happen. And I mentioned the dam and open space and so on, but there's just almost countless other programs and services the county's involved in that we're part of by virtue of our responsibility as commissioners.
Sure. Are there any projects that you feel are left undone that you'd like to see somebody else carry on with?
Well, one of the things that I've tried here is to inform seniors about the benefits of senior cooperative housing, trying to make that an option here. It's not for everybody, but I'm going to go ahead and press forward with developing a senior housing cooperative. I think that'll be of great benefit to a number of seniors. And that's sort of the big one that comes to mind.
Okay. Now, one of the things that's always intrigued me is here you got the city, and the city is actually, I think, a smaller entity than the county. And the city has a mayor, and it has 12 city councilors, and you guys have basically the Three Musketeers.
And we can act very swiftly if we need to. That's my experience.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you think the advantage is of having 3 as opposed to 13.
Well, you don't have to convince 6 or 7 other people to get a majority. Convince them about the benefits of your course of action. Here, technically 2 commissioners out of 3 is a quorum and can do business, but we operate on the assumption that it's all 3 of us. So it's just easier to deal with a smaller group of people, frankly.
Now, there are some challenges, I'm sure, with various personnel issues. I know you really can't talk about too much because they're in litigation, but I'm sure that there are challenges that any new commissioner is going to have to be right on their best game for, right?
Right, yeah, and most people running for the position really don't have a clue. I mean, how could you unless you were here day after day realizing the activities and programs and so on that the county's involved in. So it always takes a while for somebody to kind of say, oh, okay, I kind of understand where I fit in here. That'll take a year or so.
Sure. All right. So any advice to folks who may be interested in running for your position? And I understand that in order to be a county commissioner that would take your seat, that you have to live within a certain part of the county. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, the county's divided. It's like a big pie in 3 wedges. So they're going to have to fulfill that requirement. But I just, I'm thinking that we'll get people who are interested in governance and the democratic, open house sort of rules we have in terms of meetings. It's something that we want to see not get into politics. I mean, the county commissioners are not lawmakers. We're not judges. We're administrators, and we try to be as efficient as we can. So, I mean, that's where the difficulties are.
Well, speaking of politics, I'm curious to find out if you think that a, quote, Republican, end quote, or a conservative would be able to fit in with the county commissioners.
Well, if you can find another Barbara Evans, I mean, she was the quintessential commissioner who cared so much more about people than she did about labels. So she worked with anybody and everybody, and I think that's kind of the way it needs to be. So there's probably somebody out there that may be a bit like that and could work with everybody.
Perfect. All right. So any words you'd like to deliver to the folks in Missoula that you haven't had a chance to personally visit with?
Well, I just say, get involved in one thing or another. And we meet people all the time who are involved, and it's just good for our county. It's good for the quality of life here to get involved, know how things work a bit, and make your own contribution to the betterment of our wonderful county here.